we're back. And we're back because there are a bunch of shenanigans going on. There are a certain group of people that love to hurl insults, calling people Lord's disciples or whatever the case may be. You are, in fact, a Max disciple or a Max fanboy, a fangirl. I am not going to let people just purely disrespect Perez, Checo, just because of this same situation. People are out here acting like Max put pure race pace on Checo to have this 20-second gap. On top of that, 20 seconds of a gap only existed during a certain portion of the race. It wasn't all race. 20 seconds, like the 20-second mark that people, 20 seconds. If you go back and watch the race, tell me how many times you saw 20 seconds. I never said that Max did not have a faster pace than Perez at some point, because Perez clearly had a better pace than Max at some point during this same race. Go look at lap times. Go look at sector times. This is true. Now, did Perez have tire issues? Yes. Do you all not remember qualifying? Who was the most consistent and the fastest? I think it was Perez, which is why he was polled in position above Max, right? Yes, because I think there was another car. Yeah, I think so, right? So that would have been Charles. Then you had Perez. Then you had Max. Then I think you had Carlos. All right. I think in that order. Okay. So Perez ended up getting first and he had a better pace. But we're going to go into some video clips and I'm going to try to show you what other things transpired to give Max that gap on his teammate, which I don't even know why so many people are focused on the gap between him and Perez. Why? Because there are a delusional amount of people out here that want so badly for Max to repeat, because you yourself know he's not a legit champion just yet. He needs a legit championship, and this may be his season to get it. Like, all bullshit aside, I keep it objective. This may be Max's season to get his real legitimate championship that only has to do with race circumstances within the car circumstances and not a debacle, which is a scandal, what happened last year. Keep it real with yourself. But let's look at some things. Let's look at some things that probably contributed to Max having this supposed race-long 20-second gap that some people want to say. I didn't say everybody, but some people are saying it like 20 seconds, like it was all race. It wasn't all race. So let's look at this. Now, the first clip we're going to look into really isn't about the whole gap, but it's about something that we talked about on this channel, especially with having a guest on here, and that is the fake boxing. All right, the fake boxing, I think, should be limited. I think it should not only be limited, I think it should be eliminated. I think it's something that teams should not be able to do because it does put pit crew in danger. All right. Pit crew are in danger when they step out in that box. And if you're having them step out there just to fake it, not to do their real job, then I think that's something that should be looked at. So let's look at this fake box, and I'm going to try to slow it down so you can see it right when I think Charles is coming in. Boom. Oh, damn. Okay. We got to go back. So let's go back, and I'm going to point right there is where I saw it. So if we come right here, boom, look at that. Red Bull crew all out in the pit. No Red Bull car came in at this time. No Red Bull car came in, nor did you hear a radio correspondence that said box, or any of that. They're out there faking the box. I think that's something that should be eliminated. Why? Because you see right there, the Ferrari comes right by that pit crew. All right, they have to move things sometime in order for the car to get by. This is Red Bull. This is Ferrari. So another thing that I would like to point out, which is something you need to keep in mind as we further into this video, to think about the concept and time that it takes to get through pit lane. How long is pit lane? Well, we'll see how long pit lane is when we get into the other video. But as we see right here, this is Red Bull. This is Ferrari. So when they come right into the pit lane, they are one of the first garages at the beginning of pit lane, which means they have to travel out of that pit and then go on down pit lane a little bit further. Okay. So this is something you need to keep in mind where they're starting when they come out of this box. So let's move to this next thing. The next thing is this. We all know Checo's nickname. All right, now I say the Jesus of defense, but I'm not going to keep using Jesus of defense. That might defend some people that are very religious. So we will say, yes, the minister of defense, okay? The Mexican minister of defense. I'm just going to say minister of defense, MOD, the mod, all right? The mod. We know that Checo can get elbows out, can drive wheel to wheel. We've seen it plenty of times. So why is it that people were like, commentators specifically, I remember them saying it during the broadcast, Max Verstappen came to fight. I also think I remember hearing a radio correspondent for Checo to get elbows out. And then, if that is the case, why do we then see this? Why do we see this radio correspondent telling Checo not to fight as soon as Max Verstappen is getting ready to come up this straight and enter into DRS? Why are they telling Perez no fighting? Don't get your elbows out. So let me get this right. Let me understand this. We can like to see Ocon and Alonso go at it wheel to wheel, both Alpine drivers. We can try to bolster and vote and hype up the fact that hopefully, see Hamilton and Russell go at it wheel to wheel. We can even see Lando and Daniel like possibly going wheel to wheel. But the moment that there's an opportunity to see somebody who obviously can drive, Perez, against Max and see this quarrel, it's like, oh no, don't fight, don't do it, let Max go. Isn't that a bit of pampering? You don't think that's pampering? I think that's a little bit of pampering. I'm just saying, because we've seen it a little bit much here lately. All right, it's not like Perez hasn't proven that his pace, his ability is championship contending, because that legitimately is what he is. He's number 2. He's not far from being number 1. He's one race away from being number 1, depending on what transpires in that race, depending on how Max finishes and if he finishes first. Like legitimately 2 races if he gets first and then second, depending on where Max finishes. He's in contention. Why are people saying Perez is not in contention? Only reason they're saying that, one of the reasons why they're saying that, and I'll say one of the reasons because there are probably many reasons why people have it, because it's an opinionated thing, right? Is because people don't feel Red Bull will let Perez challenge for the world championship, because in that fact, he will be challenging Max, and they don't want to see that. I think they feel more compelled that they have to get Max a real legitimate championship so he can feel legitimized, because I think right now Red Bull has constructor championship pretty much in the bag. They do. I believe that. I believe this season they will get their constructor championship, given everything keeps going on. Maybe Ferrari doesn't come out of anywhere, because they will be doing things to update their reliability. They will be doing other things to improve their power units. So Ferrari is not out of the picture, although not looking great at this moment. But then again, at the beginning of the season, Red Bull wasn't looking shit hot either with their DNFs and their reliability issues. So it did happen. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. One of the most consistent cars or reliable cars on the track has been Mercedes. Another one, I might be okay to say McLaren, maybe, but I know for a fact Mercedes has been one of the most reliable cars, although not one of the most fastest, but still in the top 5. So let's get into this next. Here we start getting into things where you're going to find out what contributed to this 20-second pace or 20-second gap between Max and Perez. So the first thing we will look at, not saying that this is in order, but the first thing we'll look at, because it's the least egregious one compared to the one that we're really going to get into, where I thought it was pretty damn egregious. All right, so this one right here is a double stacker. So right here we have Max Verstappen coming in. Check your pit crew time right there, because we know Red Bull has a great pit crew time. I love them for their pit crew. Bam, we got right there 2.7 seconds for Max Verstappen coming in and getting out of the box. That's more Red Bull-esque, all right? That's a little more Red Bull-esque, all right? 2.7 seconds. We've seen sub-2s. We've seen 1.99. Like, they are great at that. I give them their credit for that. The next thing we're going to look into is this. This is the double stacker. So here comes Perez, all right? Max is leaving. He's going down pit lane. Now we're going to get back here. Perez is getting called in. He is right here getting the pit. Look at Max's time, 2.7 seconds. Boom. Now we're on Perez. Here we go. Here's Perez, still held up. And what is that time? 4.4 seconds. 4.4 seconds. Max is gone. 4.4 seconds plus pit lane travel is how much time? How much time is that? I'm not saying that Max didn't have pace later on in the race. I'm also not saying that Perez didn't have pace early on in the race, because both of those things are true. But did Max have enough pure race pace, given that things like this don't happen, to really put 20 seconds on Perez? No, I don't believe so. And we're going to get into why I do not believe so. And you feel free in the comment section to say whatever the hell you want to say. Thank you for coming to the channel. Welcome. I welcome you. So here we go. So that's Perez coming out of there. Pretty much he's out. We don't need to watch this any further because the next video we're going to get into is the most egregious example of things that took place. And this is very suspect to me. So here is where you can see where possibly 20 seconds would come from. There are plenty of other things you can look at, the tire trouble, all this other stuff. But was that enough still for Max just to put 20 seconds of raw race pace on him? No, and that's what people are saying. And I never said Max didn't have the pace. But here we can look at some examples to see where this gap was improved upon. Right here, you got Perez in the pit. Look at your pit lane travel down into the right of the screen. We're already at 8 seconds. Now look at this pit stop. Look at this. What are they doing? It's kind of odd, right? It doesn't look right. We'll take a closer look at that later. Right now, the pit stop, 5.7 seconds. 5.7 seconds. So far, Perez is not out of pit lane yet. How much time has he had in pit lane travel? 20.3 seconds, along with his stationary stop of 5.7 seconds. Do you really need to ask yourself where 20 seconds of pace, where 20 seconds of gap could have happened? I mean, what are we doing here? You can go look at lap times, sector times. They really weren't that far off, even with Perez having the troubles here. Yeah, I'm saying tenths of a second is in Formula One a lot, but come on, in the grand scheme of things, did Max, if they were all both out on track with the situation, have enough to put? No, like stop trying to water. You're trying to water Perez down so bad because some of you don't want any type of challenge to be near or close to Max. That right there is really sheltered. Like that's being kept. Max is being kept right now. All right. That's some kept type shit. So as we keep on going down this video right there, 20, what we got? Boom. There's the line. 23.3 seconds along with the 5.7 seconds. Do you really need to ask yourself where that came from? Now he gets on the gas and he's out of the track. 23.3 seconds plus the 5.7 seconds of stationary time. Why in the hell, getting to my next point, was there 5.7 damn seconds of Perez being held up in the box? Why consistently do Perez's pit stops get prolonged for reasons that we're just looking for? Now, although one of them slightly more explainable, but still kind of like questionable, especially with them saying, yeah, maybe Wheatley just wanted, to make sure they got things on and didn't want to foul up anything. Yeah, okay. Well, let's take a closer look at this very suspect pit stop because I want you to point out to me what really was going on. What really was going on? So here we go. Perez coming in. This is the 5.7 seconds. Please point out to me what is happening here. Why are they holding Perez up? Can somebody please tell me why they're holding Perez up? Look at this clip and tell me for what reason is Perez's car being held off the ground this damn long in the box? We got people with air guns off tires looking like, are they going to drop the motherfucker? What, are we dropping this car? Are we not dropping it? We're still looking. Look, we're still looking. We're still looking. What is that? What is that? Come on, that's not suspect. You're going to tell me that that's not suspect? But yeah, that's where some of your time came from. Like, be for real. Stop these shenanigans. Stop trying to water down Checo's name out here. Okay? There's a reason why Red Bull re-signed him. Trust me on this. There's a reason. They do not want to see Perez go to another competitive team because it's going to be a hard life for Max out there on that grid with Charles, with Carlos, with Perez in different cars, Lewis Hamilton in a car that might be pretty much fixed. Russell, it's going to be a hard out here for a pimp. Which he ain't pimping shit because Charles been pimping him. But right now, Charles having some issues. I'm just keeping it real. Charles having issues. Ferrari got some power unit issues, reliability issues. Maybe they get it fixed. Maybe they don't. Mercedes got some aerodynamic issues or suspension issues. They got to get fixed. Maybe they get it fixed. Maybe they don't. McLaren sitting behind. Red Bull, by far, running consistent team. Ferrari up there too. So it is a 2-team race right now. But hey, we'll see what happens. But I'm just saying that suspect. Stop trying to shit on Perez. A lot of you are really being delusional when you're doing this. Like, you got to stop it. You don't have to stop it because you're going to keep doing it, but you just look silly when you do it. So with that being said, that is where maybe you can get some of your time. This right here, we're going to pop that. I know Mercedes is going to get another podium, so this is going to get popped, and I'm going to buy another bottle, and I'm just going to keep sharing and experiencing bottles with you all. Y'all be safe. Just build it. Peace. Thanks for tuning in and watching another video here at Wolfpack Performance. Check out some of my other content on Formula One issues, our topics, and our DIY products on how to customize your vehicle. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.